let's talk a little bit about the Apple Pencil. Specifically, should you buy it or not? This is an Apple Pencil. It's basically a stylus for your iPad, and it costs a whopping $100. Now that is a bit expensive, but I'm sure as if you have seen the Apple keynote, you would know that this thing is chock full of technology. It has gyroscopes and force sensors and all sorts of gobbledygook that I'm sure makes sense to the people who designed it, but that I don't particularly care about. So before we can decide whether or not this thing is worth it, we need to know what you can do with it. Now this basically, if you're a normal person, could function exactly like a stylus. You can control the iPad, you can swipe around and tap on things, just like you would with a stylus that you could get at Five Below for $3. So in that respect, no, this is absolutely not worth it. If you are just planning on using this as a stylus, there are far cheaper options, and there's really no reason you would want this. So there are three types of people who might want an Apple Pencil. Number one, artists. If you are in the Notes app or any other painting or drawing app like Photoshop or some other thing that isn't Photoshop, this thing is basically your paintbrush. So let's take a look at how this thing performs in the Notes app. So as you can see, you can do some drawings, you can change the tilt of it to make a brush fatter or thinner, it can tell how hard you're pressing, so you really get a very dynamic range of coloring which you wouldn't normally get with your finger. Now if you're an artist, you might have seen these clips from Apple's keynote. Yeah, they make this thing look like it's the most perfect paintbrush that you could possibly use on your iPad. In reality, however, it's not quite as simple as that. It's pretty sensitive and it tends to scoot all over the screen, so I don't know how much I buy into their pretty images on the screen. Number two, professionals. If you're taking notes on a document and you don't want to go back and forth between the Notes app using a keyboard which blocks part of your screen, you can have a Notes open in the side of the screen and your PDF open, and then you can be taking notes all the whole time. And number three, students, for pretty much the same reason as professionals. If you have a document that you need to read for a class, and you need to also be taking notes on it, or maybe you just feel like taking notes on something because you're weird, you could do that right on the side. There is one catch, however, to taking notes with this pencil. Because this is a very smooth tip, and the screen of an iPad is very smooth, it can be a little bit challenging, especially when you're trying to write and it's kind of slipping all over the place. Not to mention the fact that you would normally, because an iPad Pro is so huge, have to rest your palm on the screen. Now, that can be kind of annoying because, well, the Apple Pencil is trained so that when it's in use, it ignores input from your palm. If you lift the Apple Pencil up, you will leave a mark with the side of your hand. That's not particularly good. The other downside to the Apple Pencil for artists, professionals, and students is that you do need to charge it. And while the cap is very nifty and magnetic and it makes a cool little snapping sound when you put it back on, it's very satisfying, it can charge by being plugged right into the iPad, which is convenient, but it kind of makes the iPad look like it has a unicorn horn. So in summation, if you are an artist, a professional, or a student, you might find this thing helpful. Though I'm still not entirely sure it's worth it. But if you are not that, if you just intend to use this as a stylus, absolutely there is no reason you should buy this. It is not necessary as a stylus when you could just get one at Five Below for $3.99 and that will be perfectly fine for everything that you need. So thanks guys for watching this video. Make sure to check back next week for a new video on something that I will not tell you right now because I don't know what it is. But it's going to be very interesting, and make sure to follow me on Twitter @LukeMiani. Don't forget to like this video and share it with everyone, and subscribe to catch more videos from me every week.